Hello, the First here, how's it going? Right off the bat, I apologise, my voice is dying, and so am I. Basically, I'm doing this obligatory video on the brand new announced games we've had. We're going back to Kanto with Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. First thing I want to talk about is, I don't hate these games. They look like they can be a lot of fun, and yeah, they're not the main series games we're expecting, but still, they look really, really enjoyable. And speaking of looks, the biggest upgrade definitely appears to be the graphics. The graphics look incredible. From what we've seen in the very short pieces of gameplay trailer, it looks like quite a major step up from what we've seen before, but being on the Switch, it's kind of what you'd expect. The general gist of this game is that it's going back to Kanto as a Pokemon Yellow remake, but with the Pokemon Go catching style, as well as some Pokemon Go incorporations of, you know, you can trade back and forth and stuff. And a lot of people are going to be upset that you can't battle wild Pokemon, but to be honest, it doesn't really bother me. This is essentially a spin-off title rather than a main core game, and we've had that before. Pokemon Ranger, you had your different catching style, and you know, I enjoyed that a lot. It's probably one of my favorite Pokemon games and up there with a lot of the main series titles. I'm basically going to go through and just talk about my opinions and everything, a little bit of a trailer breakdown, but it's not the main focus of this. One of the most, I guess, crazy features they announced is that there's now going to be local co-op. Basically, you play the game with only one Joy-Con, and if someone wants to use the other one and join the game with you, they can, and you get two trainers on screen and you can catch Pokemon together. You get some kind of bonus for doing that, and apparently there's not going to be any online. That's to be confirmed, I think, but even if there isn't, you know, it's not a main series game. Now, the next thing is obviously the overworld. So, like I said, you catch Pokemon using the Pokemon Go style of catching, but Pokemon actually appear in the overworld, and not just in the tall grass either. They can be outside on the route itself, and you actually have to run up to them to encounter them, like quite a lot of other RPGs. This is a super interesting development, and it's something that's honestly really cool. Like, I would like to see that in main series games as well. It means you don't have to encounter Pokemon you don't want to encounter. You can avoid battles entirely with wild Pokemon if you choose, and you can pick and choose the encounters as long as they're on that route and they have appeared. Basically, I think this is one of the things that just shows the potential for future games on the Switch and on future consoles. The Switch allows a lot of new developments, and stuff like this is one of the things that I think could really, really benefit the series, and I can't wait to see in future generations. And do not fear, while there is no battling of wild Pokemon, there is still trainer battles. As you can see from the screenshots in the trailer, you have normal battles like you would, and we get the chance to finally be the villains and gang up on small children in 2v1 co-op battles that allow you and a friend to beat up kids' Pokemon together. This new world is truly a wonderful place. As you can see from the screenshot, there's also going to be, you know, levels and experience, HP, all that stuff. Well, I think experience is not confirmed, but that black bar there is very similar to the ones we had in the screenshots of, for example, Ultra Sun and Moon. They just don't have any experience currently. So it looks like leveling up and all that's going to be done the normal way rather than the Pokemon Go way. Also, there looks like there's still going to be gyms, as, you know, it's Kanto. The gym leaders and stuff, we don't know who they are, but I imagine they're going to be the normal ones. As you can see from this screenshot here, it's Lavender Town with the Pokemon Tower, so it's happening in the Kanto from Pokemon Yellow rather than the Kanto from the future, as in the Kanto from the Johto games, you know, Silver and Gold, where the Pokemon Tower has been replaced by a radio station. So we still get to battle gyms, and, you know, I have missed that quite a bit. I love gym battles. Obviously, that's not confirmed, it's just from this picture, which shout out to Twintendo, he saw that. The next thing is the Pokeball Plus, which is essentially just a little Pokeball that acts as a Joy-Con and that you can pretend to throw in order to try and catch Pokemon, and you can move around using it. Plus, you can use it to take your Pokemon out into the world as you walk around. I guess they maybe gain experience, or you get items for doing it, I don't know. But you can take them out, and that's pretty cool. Along with this, you have the Pokemon Go integration, which I'm a big fan of. I've recently started playing Pokemon Go again. I took about a year out, but only Gen 1 Pokemon for the moment you can transfer. Maybe they'll add more generations in the future and you can transfer them from Pokemon Go then, I don't know. But along with this, they have confirmed there's going to be a new Pokemon, an entirely new Pokemon that you get as a reward. You trade over from the Switch over to your smartphone onto Pokemon Go. I'm a big fan of this. I mean, a new Pokemon is always going to be okay with me, and if I buy a Switch, then I'll be able to get it. So the next big thing is something we've all been waiting for, and I'm so glad it's finally here. We finally get Pokemon following it. Now, for the entirety of the game, you're going to have the starter Pokemon, either Pikachu or Eevee, depending on the game you chose, on your head or on your shoulder, following around, but you're allowed one Pokemon following behind you, and depending on the size and the type of the Pokemon, by the looks of it, you could get to ride some. As you can see, Onyx here, you're riding it, and same with Charizard, whereas Gengar and Electro just kind of follow behind you, and this is what, you know, the walking animations are used for. Finally, we get to see them, and it just shows the potential that we have for the next Pokemon games. You know, Generation 8, what they can do with this, you know, they can really make it something special, and I am just excited to see where this takes us. So, character customization isn't back in this game by the looks of it, at least nothing's been announced, but you get the chance to customize your starter Pokemon, Pikachu or Eevee, in a bunch of different costumes that show up in battles as well. So that's cool. I mean, I'm gonna do it, I'm not really that bothered about it. As I was saying earlier, with, you know, this game being a remake of Pokemon Yellow, guess who's back? Team Rocket is back. Good job if you guessed that right. Yeah, I guess they'll be doing what they've always done. I don't know what the story is gonna be, but they're here. And last in the trailer, they showed off Mewtwo. You know, he's obviously gonna be in the game. It's a Yellow reboot, and it looks pretty sick, not gonna lie. The graphics are pretty good. I don't know, you know, I was expecting this, I think everyone was. It's part of the game. Ultimately, this is more of a spin-off than a main series, so, you know, it's a side game. It's like Pokemon Ranger. It's just cool, and I love it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun to play, and it'll be interesting to see how they use all the new mechanics and how they use the Switch, and show us the potential for future Pokemon games to really get the ball rolling, I think. Generation 8, they announced, is coming out November 2019, so, you know, we have a little bit of time to wait. It's more likely to be a new region, as we've just had a remake of Pokemon Yellow announced, but you never know. Generation 8 coming next year. So those are my thoughts on everything we saw in the trailer, but I have a couple questions that I'm going to pose now that hopefully will be answered someday. I wonder if they're going to add future generations, for example Generation 2, Generation 3, into this game so that they can be compatible with Pokemon Go, and if the next generation or the next games to come out is Pokemon Diamond and Pearl remakes, then they could, you know, incorporate Generation 4 into both Pokemon Go and Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee as they bring out those games. You know, I don't think that's going to happen, but it's something that could happen, I guess. I wonder if there's going to be evolutionary stones, for example, the Thunderstone, because Eevee and Pikachu appear to be on your back the entire game. Even when they're battling Mewtwo, it's Pikachu rather than Raichu, and obviously there's no evolution stones in Pokemon Go, so I don't think you're going to be able to evolve your Pokemon in that way. And with evolution, we're not sure how it's going to happen. Obviously, it looks like they're going to have XP, but doesn't mean they're going to evolve by level up like they normally do, although they very possibly could. For Pokemon that require evolutionary stones, you might have to get them from Pokemon Go, or you might simply be able to evolve them another way. But as I said, Pikachu and Eevee are there the whole time by the looks of it. It could be possible you just can't evolve them, and that you can evolve other Pokemon that require the stones in the normal way. Next thing is Magikarp getting its own move from the Magikarp Jump game? As you can see here, we saw battle animations, and they look pretty sick, not gonna lie, but we saw one for Magikarp, or what looks like to be for Magikarp, being thrown up out of the atmosphere and then dropping back down in some kind of attack, and that might be an exclusive, some kind of integration with Magikarp Jump. I don't know, who knows? No one does. Someone does, not me. Along with that and the other cool moves you should be seeing screenshots of, there was also a close to using Shell Smash, which means that moves from generations obviously beyond are going to be in the game. I guess we kind of expected that, you know, they're not going to take moves out. That's confirmed, I guess. Apparently it's confirmed that you're going to be able to have multiple saves using the same game. Simply by switching out your accounts on the Switch, different people can have save files. Another question I have is local PvP. Obviously there's local co-op, you can catch Pokemon along with a friend and battle people with your friend, but will it be able to have Pokemon battles with the trainer, you know, using one Switch or using multiple Switches? More questions that need to be answered. They said no online multiplayer, but that apparently has been denounced or something, I don't know. More things we have to wait and see for. I wonder if there's also going to be more than 2 players that can use the same Switch at once. Obviously you only have 2 Joy-Cons, but with the Pokeball Plus you don't need to use those Joy-Cons. If 2 people use the Joy-Cons and a couple others use Pokeball Pluses, could you have maybe up to 4 or even potentially more players using one Switch at once to catch Pokemon and battle people together? If so, it would be very unfair for the trainers in the game. You go into a gym battle, for example, and you and 20 other friends just destroy them. Who knows? I guess we'll find out. Yeah, I think that's about it really. So those are my thoughts and my little bit of a breakdown on the new Pokemon games they announced, Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. Tell me what you thought in the comments down below, and of course if you enjoyed, like, subscribe. You don't have to, but you know, it's just nice. As I said, I'm dying. I'm looking forward to this. Thank you for watching. Goodbye. Uber out.